Moin. Why the hell have we got seagulls? We're nowhere near the ocean or any body of water. Are they lost?
You okay? Mango juice.
Afternoon, everyone. It is currently Saturday. It is actually 12 p.m. and I'm still not out of the clothes that I wore when I did my walk just before. I'm having a very slow day. It has been an eventful couple of weeks. The last couple of days have been the most stressful of that time. I'll explain a bit more later. But you know what? I had every intention of filming lots of makeup content today. I have a lot of stuff that I need to film content for. I just couldn't bring myself to do it. But I figured, you know what? Instead of sitting there and doing what I probably would normally do, which would be spiral on the sofa and just rot and not do anything and then feel really guilty for not doing anything, which I shouldn't do, because if I need that time for myself, then I should probably take it. But I figure a vlog would be a nice, easy thing for me to film. We've not got like massive plans today, because we're probably not going to have massive plans for the next 4 weeks now, to be honest, because there's something very exciting happening, which I'll talk a bit more about later. But we're just having a nice chill day. We're going to have a little date day in the house. So tidied up a little bit, going to tidy up a little bit more just to get things nice and fresh, have a little refresh for the weekend. I need to wash my hair, because as you can tell, I've got a lot of oil in my hair, ready to wash out and do my Dyson curly blowout routine. And then I need to make bolognese. We're doing a bit of meal prep for this week. But today we've got some leftover pizza dough, so we're going to make a like cheesy garlic bread pizza. We're thinking half and half, because there was still some of the pizza sauce left, and Jamie didn't want it all over it because he just wanted like cheesy garlic bread, whereas I want like cheesy garlic pizza bread. And we're going to be cooking it, get this, in our new Ninja wood fire pizza oven and smoker. I know, we keep saying we got no money, and then we just keep buying these things. I'm sorry, I've got cat fur all over my face and I can't get it off. So we're going to be using that today to make the garlic pizza bread. And I'm going to be making bolognese, and we're going to have it with some pasta. I'm thinking rigatoni. And Jamie even went and got dessert. So it's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good day overall. I'm not sure when this is going to go up. I'm hoping if I can rush, I can like get it up tomorrow, which will be Sunday. If not, it'll be the week after. I feel like I need to not put so much pressure on myself and just kind of let it happen naturally, because I feel like if I feel like I'm pressuring myself into doing it, I'm not going to want to do it. And then when I don't do it, I feel guilty, and it's just like a never-ending vicious cycle. So I'm just going to post when it feels right. I'm finding TikTok a lot easier at the minute. I'm feeling inspired with things, but I find it hard to differentiate between like what I can post on TikTok and what I can post on YouTube. There's nothing wrong with me posting the same kind of content. Like, they don't have to be two separate things. Like, just because I've posted a lot of makeup content in 1 week, say like a load of tutorials on TikTok, it doesn't mean I can't then do a tutorial on YouTube. I think I need to keep in mind that my audiences there are like different. Yeah, I need to just think of the content as if every single time I'm posting it, it's not the same people. But I've been yapping enough. So I'm going to go and eat my yogurt bowl and drink my Bueno iced coffee, chill out, watch Vampire Diaries for like 10-15 minutes, and yeah, I'll be back like once I'm showered and such, ready to make the bolognese. It's actually so warm in here. This house, I don't know what it is just lately. I get that it's been warm. It's like the inside of Satan's anus in this house. I don't understand it, because as soon as you open the doors, you can feel how cold it is outside, but in here, it's like an oven. I'm already still stressed. I'm still trying to recover from the stress of a couple of days ago. You actually wouldn't believe it at all.
Hello, gorgeous. You want to go say hi?
You may not have known, and you probably don't care, but I have to share, because I know a lot of people who have pets, and I honestly did not know this until it happened. A new fear has been unlocked because this one is allergic to bees. Aren't you, Jiggin? Yeah, and we found out the hard way. £400 and about 5 panic attacks later. She is okay now, I just want to point that out. She is fine. But she almost died. It was, when was it? Thursday night? It's like Thursday evening, probably about 6:15. This one is in the garden as normal, just jumping about, catching bugs and stuff in the garden. Didn't think anything of it. And all of a sudden I hear like retching, and I'm like, who's that? Because they eat the grass in the garden, and I don't know why they do it, because they can't digest it, so they just end up puking it up. So I didn't think too much of it, but she was retching. Oh, she was retching in the garden when I saw her, and a little bit of like, it looked a bit like bile or something came up, and then and she did that twice, and then not long after I found the biggest hairball I have ever seen in my life, just on the ground, like in the grass. And I was like, oh dear, like, no wonder she's puked a couple of times. Like, she's puked up all of that. And there's a bit of grass in it as well, so we didn't think anything of it. But then she kept trying to, like, bear down as if she was trying to poo. And then there was, like, mucusy stuff on her back end, and I was like, this doesn't sound right. So I was like, Jamie, go and give her a wash. I'll go and check, like, if she's actually pooed in the litter tray. And, you know, we'll have a look, we'll see what happens. So he does that. I check the litter tray. The litter tray is empty. And I check the garden. There's no poo in the garden. She never does that. So I was like, again, that's really weird. She comes downstairs after Jamie's put her in the shower and washed her back end, and literally projectile vomits this brownish, greenish liquid all over the kitchen floor. It was like something from The Exorcist. I'm not even joking. But nothing else was coming out. She kept doing it and like shuffling, trying to puke, shuffling again. So I let her outside because I didn't want her to do it on the floor again. And then she again starts trying to bear down, and all of this stuff came out of her back end. I'm going to try not to be too graphic, but apologies. And then she just kept like sitting on the floor, and then she was like panting. Then I looked and she'd started foaming at the mouth, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? So rings the vets. It's 6:30. They close at 7, and they were like, we can't see her now. We've got no appointment. She's going to have to ring the emergency vet. Standard. So I ring them. I'm panicking at this point. I'm trying not to have a panic attack on the phone. I'm crying. I'm shaking, trying to explain what's going on. They're asking me all sorts of questions about how old she is and stuff. We sort that out, and they're like, how long is it going to be like before you come? Because we can ring them now and let them know you're on your way. Because they were like, she needs to go now. And I was like, I know this, but Jamie at the time, I don't think he knew everything that was happening. He's just like, she'll be fine, just leave her, because she's puked up hairballs before. But I don't think it was quite clicking for him in his head like everything else that was happening. So I'm going mad at him at this point because he's just not getting it. And then as she walked in, he saw that she was foaming at the mouth, and then he went, oh right, let's go. We get her in the car. Luna's here on her own. I felt really bad. We get her there. About 20 minutes later, the nurse comes out and she's like, just wanted to let you know, she's fine. What do you mean she's fine? A minute ago, she looked like she was about to die. Like, we're in the car and she's literally hyper-salivating, where it's dripping everywhere down her. Her eyes are wide. They're like glazed over, and she's panting. And she just shat herself and puked everywhere. She's not fine. Like, what do you mean? And her interpretation of fine means that she's not about to die. Like, they've stabilised her. So they gave her a bit of oxygen. They checked all of her vitals and everything. And they were like, for the most part, she's going to be okay. But the vet is going to need to look over her, and then they'll shout you in for a consultation. But then we go in to see the vet, and Evie then projectile vomits out of her anus all over the table, and it wasn't nice. Vet obviously takes a sample. She's just like feeling sorry for herself, and yeah, it turns out she had what the vet diagnosed as acute anaphylaxis, which is basically an allergic reaction to a bee. And now New fear is unlocked because we have a lot of clover in our garden, which attracts a lot of honeybees, and they've never been a problem before. I didn't even think anything of it. Now I panic every time Jamie opens that back door because I'm like, I don't want her to do it again, because she is dumb enough to do it a second, even a third or fourth time. Like, she has no brain cells. There is literally just air between those ears. She's looking at me right now. Yeah, you're very stupid, aren't you? But apparently it's fairly common, and it was a good thing that we took her when we did, because it is deadly. Didn't know that. But the vet looked her over. She seemed to stabilise and gave her a steroid injection, an antihistamine injection, and an anti-sickness, like an anti-nausea injection, which she really didn't like. Luna's had it before, and it's, if anybody who's had a pet, like especially a cat who's had to have it, you know, like it's a bit stingy. They don't like it. So she really didn't like it, and they ended up having to do it twice, because the first time she like jerked and it came out the syringe, went all over her instead of going inside. So they had to do it a second time, the poor thing. And then we were prescribed 2 days worth of antihistamines, but she's been fine. She's not really liking the antihistamine. We're trying to mix it in with her food to trick her. Although she's dumb, she is not dumb enough to be tricked by it being disguised in food. It's not working. So she's trying to eat it, but it's not happening. And I just can't stick my nails in her mouth to try and get her to swallow it. And Jamie can't do it either. I mean, the vet said it wasn't the worst thing in the world if she doesn't have it. It's just that it could mean that she could start having a reaction again. But she's been fine. The problem now is Luna. So I think it's a combination of, she got left on her own for a few hours without Evie there, and Evie has come back and obviously smells different, and we've tried bathing them both and all sorts of stuff, but Luna just keeps hissing at her and batting her and running away. She's even hissing at us. So we're just trying to kind of give her space at the minute and just kind of letting her come down and explore as she needs to. But yeah, I'm just kind of hoping that ends, because it's reminding us of when we first got her and Luna was just not having it. And I'm really not in the mood for it at all. She's back almost to her normal self. She's not been meowing too much. I think she's still feeling a bit sorry for herself. But you're all right, aren't you, gorgeous?
There she is. Hi, gorgeous. You okay?
Look, this here is a bit of Evie's fur that Jamie got off with a glove, and we just put it in there because she seems to be fine with that, but she just doesn't want Evie near her, do you? Oh, gorgeous. Hey? You see, she's absolutely fine with me. But then as soon as she sees Evie, the minute she just kind of goes feral. I say that, she literally just like growls at her, hisses, and then just goes away. It's really sad. That's your sister. Yeah, that's your sister. Just kind of letting her do her thing. Like, we're trying not to force it as much as possible, because it just isn't fair, really. And I fear that if we try and force her to interact and stuff, one, it's not good for her, but two, it's not good for Evie either. As much as it is sad to watch her like try and go up to Luna like she did when she was a kitten, and Luna's just like, go away. Right, time for a little bit of skincare before I dry my hair. I need to put product in it as well. It's looking a little bit dry. Got you guys set up on the mirror in the bathroom with like this little gadget that I found. I'll try and show you guys in a bit, but then I've also got this new little like magnetic light on the side that I got. I think I got it was either Amazon or TikTok shop, I can't remember, but it's actually pretty decent light. If we look at this now, the light's not that great, it's looking a bit dark, and then I'm quite liking it. The only thing that is annoying though, it does come with like a little attachment where you can sort of attach it to the back of the gimbal and be able to have it sit on top of the camera versus on the side, because this one's currently sitting on the side. But if it's at the top, you see how it's a little bit better than at the side. The side kind of casts like the light here and creates a shadow, but this side is much better. However, it does kind of mess with the gimbal a little bit, so I don't like it. I wish what they did was the attachment that this is currently sat on had a bit that came up the back and sat, so it wasn't on the gimbal, it just sat at the top. It obviously does make it hard for you to then flip the camera like front and back, but if you're just vlogging and you've got the light at the front on yourself, it works fine. But yeah, I quite like it. Let's just do some skincare, because I've been neglecting my skin just lately. I've been kind of not stressed. I think Evie going to the vets was stressful, but just feeling a bit bleh about things lately. I mean, I can't be that sad about it, to be fair, because, spoiler alert, we're buying a house. It still shocks me, but I've got the tab open from the estate agents of like the house listing on their website, and I've left it open, and every day I've become obsessed. I keep looking at it and looking at the pictures, and every single time I do, I just get butterflies. Like, I'm so excited, and we're very far into the process now. I think I spoke a bit about it on TikTok, so if you're following me on there, you'll already know. I'll probably do an update on there again soon about everything. But yeah, we're almost at the end now. Like, almost, very almost. All the stuff on our end is done. Like, we don't need to do anything. So we've signed like our contracts and stuff. Weirdly, the other day, our mortgage lender reviewed our mortgage offer, and nothing's changed other than the fact that now the payment is going to be 17 pence cheaper a month. But it does mean that we've got to print that off, sign it, and then send it to our solicitor, which is another thing then we've got to pay for, as if they haven't robbed us enough already. Like, we expected to pay about 1,500 in solicitor fees, but it's now going to be well over 2,000. Wild. Nobody really tells you that. But yeah, so it's a really exciting time. However, we're at that point because we're waiting. Like, we've done everything we can on our end, obviously bar sending the new mortgage deed off to our solicitor. It's just the sellers, like their onward purchase, they were waiting on probate to be granted before they could obviously do anything else. Like, they couldn't proceed with anything else they needed to do on their end until that had been sorted. And it hasn't taken as long as some have. Like, I've heard horror stories about probate taking 12 months and stuff like that, whereas this, I think it must have been about, what was it? It was probably about towards the end of May that our offer got accepted, and we're now in July, so it's, you know, it's been a couple of months, so it's not actually been that bad. And so far the process in itself has been really, really smooth, especially on our end. But now obviously they're waiting on their searches, like property searches and kind of like general inquiries and things. Honestly, I cannot tell you how perfect this house is. Spoke to the wife of the couple that we're buying from today. So lovely. Both of them are so lovely. Like, we honestly couldn't have asked for better people to buy a house from, because again, we hear so many horror stories about people buying houses and it's just an absolute mare. Luckily for us, it has been pretty smooth sailing, if I'm being quite honest. But today, like, we just messaged them just to give them an update on everything, like let them know that our new mortgage deed has come through randomly and, you know, we need to get that sent off, and just that our solicitor was saying they were going to catch up with their solicitor to make sure that everything's still on track and stuff. So they just gave us a quick update about stuff on their end. They've been really great, to be honest. And then she sent me some pictures of the garden, because the garden is beautiful. It is beautiful. Like, eventually we probably will renovate the entire thing, because I think we both have in mind almost like a Mediterranean, Grecian, Italian villa vibe. That's the vibe that we have in our head. But the garden is absolutely stunning, to be honest. Right now I just want to kind of maintain it, because it's obviously going to cost a lot of money to renovate it. and it looked stunning. So she was sending us pictures of all of the like the shrubbery and the runners and all the florals that they've got in the garden that are like blooming at the moment because it's summer, and it looks so pretty. It looks so pretty. I cannot wait to move in and like move our furniture in and just have like nice barbecues and eat al fresco. It's just gonna be so good, so good. I wish I could show you all the pictures and stuff, but I don't want to out where we're going. I think once we're inside, not everybody knows what it looks like from the inside, but people might be able to see what it looks like from the outside. So I don't want to do that. But I'm still just in absolute shock with what's happening. Like it literally makes no sense. We were toying with the idea of buying a house, and it was kind of always like, I'd said, I want us to be married and have a house before we have kids, because, you know, that to me is like a really solid family unit. And I know you don't have to be married to have kids, and you don't even have to own a house to have kids, but I think because I never had that security when I was growing up, that is what I want for our children. So marriage and kids was like a big thing for me. My parents were obviously married, but they never owned a house. I just didn't want that for me. Like, I always wanted to own my own house because renting is a nightmare. So yeah, when this opportunity came up, it was honestly wild. Like, I've been manifesting for a while. So it literally feels like I've manifested this out of nothing, because everything just seemed to so easily click into place and everything just made sense. Like, I wanted a house that was near my family so that when it came to us having children, we had that support network there, because neither of us are going to be able to quit our job when it comes to it. And we're going to want the support there. Like, I'm going to be recovering from childbirth. Jamie will obviously be there, but it'd be nice to have some extra help, and having at least my family live nearby, it makes sense. So we were looking in this area, but just nothing was working. And we, because of the position we're in, we wanted something that was move-in ready, and we were both very particular about things. I was quite happy to do a bit of renovating, Jamie wasn't. So it had to be something that he was prepared to move into, like that was move-in ready. And we'd looked at a few things and just nothing was there. So we were like, okay, let's just stop. But then one day on a whim, Jamie was looking and found this house. And he showed me the pictures. I was looking at it and I was like, okay. And it says literally just added today. Like, that day it had gone up, and he'd spotted it because he was like on Rightmove, constantly refreshing every single day. It was like he was determined for us to find a house. And I looked at the pictures and I was like, like the front of the house, and I was like, I know that house. It's nearby my mum and everything. Like, we would be nearby my family. Like, that would be perfect. And then I saw the price. And it was obviously a little bit more than what we were wanting to pay. But I was like, that house is just too perfect to pass up. Like, we need to at least look at it. And that was when we thought, you know, we might as well just speak to a mortgage advisor, see what our options are. Because we were thinking, okay, Skipton now do those 100% track record mortgages. So, you know, there's nothing stopping us from doing something like that. Like, we're paying rent at the moment. So let's see what we can do. So we start speaking to them, and our dreams get kind of kiboshed because they did some calculations, and basically the mortgage would have worked out more than what our rent was, which is one of the conditions of that mortgage. So your rent has to cost the same or more than what the mortgage would be. So essentially your mortgage has to cost less or the same as what you're paying rent. Sorry, change of scenery. So yeah, that kind of kiboshed our dream of that house a little bit, but I wasn't ready to give up. And luckily, Jamie's family have connections with another mortgage broker, which are like, I'm pretty sure they're the biggest free mortgage broker, mortgage advisors in the UK. It's, if you're interested, it was London and Country or LNC Mortgages. And that was who we decided to get some advice from. And they obviously mentioned about the Skipton 100% mortgage. And we'd already said, you know, we're not going to be eligible for that unless the house was like 180,000 or less. we wouldn't be able to do that. And this house is listed currently at more than that. And it's likely going to be that we're going to end up paying more than the asking price because it's so beautiful. There's going to be a lot of interest. I had a look and they were like, oh, well, there's actually another option for a £5,000 deposit mortgage. We knew about the fact that you could do a 5% deposit, but we didn't know anything else. And he was mentioning things like they do ones where there's like a 3% deposit and then there's this £5,000 deposit one. Obviously that limits our options massively, because if that mortgage lender says no to us, that's it. Like that's our options all gone. Like that was literally our one chance. But I was like, if I have one chance, I'm taking it. Like the worst they can do is say no, which is fine. Like it's not as if we're in desperate need to move out of this place. We're quite happy here. It's just if we could own a property quicker, why wouldn't we go for it? So we spoke to him about that and we were like, we're pretty keen on this 5,000 deposit mortgage because 5,000 is a lot better than a 5 or 10% deposit. Like there was no way that we'd be able to get that money in time to be able to secure this house. Like we knew we'd have to move fast. So the less we had to put down, the better. Following week we went for the viewing and literally as soon as I walked in the house, I was like, this is it. This is our house. This is ours now. This is what the universe has been trying to tell me. We need to do anything and everything we can to secure this house. Because we were one of 4 viewings that day. It was literally the first day that we were doing viewings. And we found out when we met the sellers that they were on holiday at the time and that's why they weren't there. But we explained to the estate agent that, you know, we were first time buyers. We had everything in place. And you know, we were just ready to go. So we get out, we make an offer, and they then tell us on the phone that somebody had already put in an offer over asking. We found out again from the sellers when we went to meet them that it was literally the day it went up. So the week before, somebody had already put in an offer without even seeing the house, which is risky. Like you want to make sure that they're not trying to catfish you on Rightmove, but you know, go off, hun. So we ended up putting in an offer at asking and just leaving it at that for them. Then it was go time. It was time to fight for the house. I explained in the TikTok video, but basically like Jamie and I were out on a date for our anniversary, we were talking and Jamie was like, should we put in another offer? He was like, I'll go in at this. And then he came back and he was like, I put in whatever we said our maximum was. And I was like, what are you doing? Like, if they come back to us, we can't really counter now. Like, it's literally like, that is it. And he was like, well, we just, you know, we leave it to fate to decide. And I'm there panicking then. 5 minutes later, they email us and say, we've had 11 offers. So now the seller wants everybody to put in their final offer by next week on Wednesday. So this was Saturday. Next week on Wednesday by 11 a.m. And we were like, oh shit. And then that day, it was probably just before 4 p.m. They call Jamie, or Jamie gets a phone call. I have no idea what's happening. And he's kind of like looking confused and a little bit sullen on the phone. And I was like, oh dear, they're ringing us to tell us that we haven't got it. And he looks at me and he can see the panic in my eyes because I'm like getting ready to cry because we've lost the house. He mouths to me, we got it. And I was like, shut up. No, surely not. Why would they have done that? Like, they clearly would have got a lot of people, because some of the people we found out from the estate agent were investors who'd gone to view, and they'd obviously had more viewings after that whilst the sellers were still on holiday and stuff. So I was like, there's no bloody way that we've got that house over other people, because investors have deeper pockets. They obviously have a lot more cash up front that they can throw at it. It seemed impossible, but I just kept saying in my head, like, that is meant to be our house. That is meant to be our house. There's no one else who's going to get it. That is our house. And yeah, they accepted the offer. When we went to view the house again, because I kind of wanted to go again. I got all excited then, and we wanted to meet the sellers as well to kind of say thank you for choosing us. We get there, and you know, we bought them a little bottle of Prosecco and stuff and said hi, and they were just so nice, like so welcoming, so lovely. The house was immaculate as well. It looks exactly like it did when we went to view it at the first time. It literally looks like a show home. It's amazing. And when we sat down, pretty much the first things out of her mouth were like, thank you so much for like buying the house and stuff. It was absolute madness when it came to the offers and things like that. But she was like, your letter, so something I didn't explain. The day after we went for a viewing, I thought, I really want to try and convince them. Like, I need them to understand our position. Like, you know, there's a lot of ties to the area for me. My family live around here. It's not far from where a lot of my family live. I posted that through the door the day after. And obviously, I was worried that they weren't going to get it. Jamie's parents did say to us, you know, just go round. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing illegal. It's frowned upon, but it's not illegal for you to just go around and kind of try and plead your case with them. It can sometimes backfire because they might be like, ugh, go away. Like, that's really icky. But I thought a letter might work a bit better. So I posted the letter through, and lo and behold, when we met them, she was like, your letter really pulled on my heartstrings. She was like, at that point, it was done. Like, nobody else was getting that house except you two. And they admitted to us that they actually had an offer that was £10,000 more than what we'd offered, but in their heads they were already going to sell the house to us, and they'd already told the estate agent that, and they were just like, no, like, that is it. It's the house is going to Jamie and Steph. That is it. It's done. We're not doing anything else. And they'd obviously considered it because it was more money, but they said my letter really convinced them. And you know, our situation, because we were first time buyers, no chain, we literally have to give 30 days notice here, and we already had everything ready to go in terms of like, we had our mortgage broker, we had our decision in principle, we had our deposit sorted, we had solicitors ready to be instructed and all that kind of, like, we were just ready to go, and they wanted to move as quick as possible. Another thing she did say was that one of the people, I don't know whether he was an investor or not, but she said that after they'd had the offer, like after they accepted our offer, she said she got a knock on the door, like their front door, and he was pointing at the sold sign outside the house, and he was like, you've sold the house, why haven't you sold it to me? And she was like, well, we sold it to who we wanted to sell it to. Like, what are you on about? She was like, no, like, we've already sold it to somebody else. Like, we're in the process of selling it to someone else. No. Thankfully, is what she did. Because, again, like, you hear so many horror stories of people getting gazumped. I am fully aware that it could still happen at any point up until we exchange contracts. But I feel like we've built, like, a really good rapport with them. They seem like really honest, down-to-earth people. Like, I don't feel like they're going to turn around at one point and just be like, nah, we'll just give it to somebody else, kind of thing. The fact that we're like going back and forth, and she's sending me pictures of like the house and the bits that they're doing and things that they're leaving for us. I mentioned about like, what colour paint is on the walls, because we decide we want to do things and we have to like touch up paint. I was like, what colour paint is it and stuff, so that we can match it. And she's like, don't worry about that, like, we have extra paint there. And her husband's been going around the house like patching things up and stuff. They're so cute, honestly. Like, the house is absolutely stunning. It is move-in ready. It's exactly what we wanted. It's like a 3-bed. It's an end terrace with lots of space at the side, huge back garden. We've got a garage in the back garden. There's already patio down, like it's already all paved. There's no grass because neither of us can be arsed with it. And there's a summer house at the back. I cannot wait for you guys to see it. I really, really can't. It's done. I'll probably have to go over some bits tomorrow because it's been warm. Like, some of it has kind of fell out underneath, but it's fine. Now we've got our pizza dough, which is just some leftover from when we did pizzas yesterday for dinner. Annoyingly, I didn't get a picture or anything, but they were so good. So good. We got this ready-made pizza dough from Tesco. That's like the Pizza Express one, which it says you have to let it rest for like 15 minutes. So we'll let this rest. But to make it garlic bread, I've already prepped some butter in this bowl. That's probably quite a lot, but to be fair, you need a lot for garlic bread. So I'm gonna leave this out while everything else kind of gets prepared so that that is then sort of at like room temperature, ready for us to spread on the pizza. And then to top it, we've got some grated mozzarella. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it because I don't know about anybody else, but I really love the Domino's garlic pizza bread, like the little mini one, and I wish they did that as a full size pizza, because that would be sensational. Time to assemble the garlic bread. I don't know whether I want to try and spin it. I probably can't. There you go. That's about as far as I'm going, because I'm going to end up tearing it to pieces. Melted butter. This is going to be really garlicky and really buttery, babe. I'm sorry. So, pizza sauce on one side. And then plenty of mozzarella. In it goes. And here is the garlic. Oh my god. That looks so good. That was like a minute and a half, did you say?
Yeah.
Minute and a half in the pizza oven. I'm very excited for dinner. We're gonna plate everything up and I'll be back in a second. And here is dinner. Do taste test. Here we go. A slice of garlic pizza bread. I could literally just eat that and be fine.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Hi, gorgeous. Hello.
We had a little cuddle last night before bed, didn't we? Eh? That's our little routine now. So she gets into her little bed. Into the little bed in the office, don't you? And then she lies down and I leave her for a bit. And then I go in and we do this. Yeah. Yeah. I stroke your little eyebrow. Until she falls asleep. And then she like pushes her front paws into my hand and just sits there and pads. And then falls asleep, don't you, gorgeous? Yeah. It's brekkie time for these two, and I think for me as well. I don't know whether I want to do a walk today just because I've got a lot to film content-wise. I think I might just focus on that, and I'm absolutely knackered. And breakfast is served. My Kinder Bueno iced coffee, or should I say shaken espresso. Now, before I do all of that, I am going to go and sit down on the sofa, chill out, eat my breakfast, drink my iced coffee, and watch maybe a bit of Death Note. I've actually been re-watching it. It's been a long time. I watched that, what's it called? Is it Suzume? The one about like the doors. So good, and it made me cry. I'm definitely due on. Okay guys, here is the haul. I would say if you follow me on TikTok, you've already seen that I've done like an unboxing of this already. This is the Desert Haze palette from Beauty Bay. Can we just? This shade here is already my fave, as you can see. I've used a fair bit of it. And this blue here, they are just sensational. And this is my new favorite inner corner highlight, hands down. These are some nose rings, or I guess like cartilage rings that I got from Ufa. Another thing that was kindly gifted to me. So we've got like a single rhinestone hoop, like a seamless clicker. And then this one is like a double one. Can you see? Like a double rhinestone one. So cute. And they're titanium as well. In here, we've got a load of the P. Louise cosmetic paints. Because they were being discontinued, I figured I'd get my hands on all of them. This was actually something I got for free. They were doing a TikTok live, and it was basically, they had like flash sales on where a lot of stuff went insanely cheap. Like the palettes went down to £9, which is crazy because they're normally at least double that. when they're full price. And then if you spent £25, you got free delivery and this for free. This is the Chamomile and Oat Lipid Cleansing Balm. And I've been after a new one because, annoyingly, the one that I know and love, which is the LOVELIES one, I've come to find out that they are not cruelty-free. So I'm going to have to stop using it. This gives me a chance to try a new one because these are actually vegan and cruelty-free, which is good. But just standard like cleansing balm, I guess. We'll see if it works the same way as the LOVELIES one that I love so much, but unfortunately don't want to use anymore. And then in order to make sure that I spent £25 in order to get the free delivery and the free cleansing balm, I bought this, which is one of their face palettes. I got it in the light version. Annoyingly, there wasn't really too much of a shade range. I think I'd maybe be more of like a medium, but they only really had this one and then one that was quite deep, which I really did not think would work for my skin tone. It was definitely more for my deeper skin toned girlies. But I figured this would be a nice thing to try. You know, I love me a palette. I can't say no to a palette. And this one is like a face palette. So we've got in here a couple of blushes, a bronzer, and a highlight. And it was the highlight that sold me with this one. It just looked beautiful. So that's what we're looking like swatch-wise. But let's just... So that's... Oh, that highlight. Oh my God, that is gorgeous. The bronzer I'm not too sure about. I might have to use that maybe more like an eyeshadow. It definitely feels like it's going to be too light and orangey on me, but I will have to see. And that peach one, that looks delicious. Yeah, it's the Botanical palette. Look how stunning that, like, I love how it's just like this sea of green across the top and then it kind of fades slowly into like these warm tones and then the cooler ones at the bottom. It is just gorgeous. And as much as I got this for the greens, this shade at the bottom here, Waterfall, when I saw it swatched online, oh my God, it looks absolutely beautiful. It is the most stunning duochrome, or one of the most stunning duochromes I've ever seen in my life. It's like, it's purple, but it has like a gold shift to it. I don't know whether it's picking it up on camera, but it's just gorgeous. I don't want to swatch it just yet because I'm going to save it for a tutorial, but there's just so many shades in here that I'm like, I want to eat them. I've just been dreaming about this palette. It is the Smoky 42. Now obviously I know that the 16 palette has the exact same shades that come out of this, but obviously that's just 16, so they've like carefully selected shades so that you've got kind of like a good range of textures, tones, colours to be able to keep it versatile. But this one, like, can we just honestly, like, as much as people moan that these 42 palettes from Beauty Bay, sometimes there's quite a few shades that either look the same in the pan or end up looking the same on your skin. Depending on the base that you're using and the skin tone that you have, they will always look different. I've never really had an issue with them. I have a few of the 42 palettes already and I love them to bits. I can't even tell you how excited I am to use this and the Botanical one. So much so that I think today we're going to go a bit rogue and I'm going to do an eye look with both of them. Now I know you're thinking, how's that going to work? Well, I'm going to do one eye with this and one eye with this. Because why not? Voila! So this is the finished look. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I will have to say, but you may or may not have already seen this on TikTok, but I am so happy with it. Maybe I make this my signature thing where I wear like 2 different colours because this slaps. I'm not gonna lie, I'm loving it. I can't decide which one's my favourite though. I love the green because the green really looks good with my eye colour, but then these like cool tones really look good with my eye colour as well. I can't decide. You let me know which one's your favourite because I am torn. But as well as doing like this for most of the day, Dinner has just gone off in the air fryer, so I'm gonna have to be quick, but my delivery came. I ordered a couple of the Made by Mitchell lip kits. I got the That's So Mitchell and That's So Holly, and yeah, they're very cute. I think I may save the unboxing for TikTok, but I got that one because it looked like a really nice nudie sort of combo, and then the That's So Mitchell one because this lip liner, I may have to open it now, you know. I suspected that this lip liner was going to be very similar to my favourite one from a set that I got on TikTok shop a bit back. And that is what it looks like. So it's a bit darker than I was anticipating. And then this is my favourite at the moment because it's like the perfect My Lips But Better. I feel like it's... my aesthetic is a little bit darker, but I will see. However, that is very close, very, very close. Okay, let's see how Din Din's is looking. Okay, it might need to go in the microwave, but it's looking okay. This is just like rigatoni pasta, the bolognese I made yesterday, mozzarella, parmigiano, ham. Yeah, we use ham and pepperoni, like spicy pepperoni from Tesco. You just shove it in the air fryer. Yeah, I'm gonna eat this. And then it's time for Nutella pizza. So we've got the pizza. I'm thinking now we probably should have put like an ice cube in the middle before we put it in, but it's fine. The Nutella should melt and then be fairly easy to spread over the top. And there we have Nutella pizza. I fear I may have used too much, but can you really use too much Nutella? We actually had this the last time we went to Italy. The like takeout pizza place that we normally order from does it as a dessert. So we had it over there, but now we're also going to see if it lives up to the expectation. Again, this... yeah, this Pizza Express dough though, it's so good. Cheers. Definitely did not need one each.
Yeah.
You're joking? I'd be sick if I ate an entire one to myself. I feel like I might manage one more slice and then that's it.
The big one then.
The big one? Babe, he's wanting me to eat this. It's the size of my head. I'm already feeling sick.
Fold it, it's easier to eat.
And that is me done for the weekend. So what was meant to be a very chill weekend where I just vlogged a little bit of stuff turned into an entire thing where I've given you a life update, I've given you an update about the cats, quick update with that. Evie is pretty much now back to her normal self. So she's like walking around, she's being very vocal and just seems to be living life again, which is really good to see. Luna is a lot better with her. She's walking past her now and not hissing every single time. So she will walk past, but if Evie kind of approaches her, on the odd occasion she gets a bit too close, she will hiss at her. But she's not swiping at her. She's not growling at us now. And, you know, if Evie goes near her and then one of us goes near her, she's okay. So I'm hoping within the next couple of days that will just completely go away and they'll go back to their normal self. Then I've gone through all of the products that I've been gifted and that I've bought. I've still got a couple more bits to come, which I'm really excited about. But that kind of does it for now. I hope you enjoyed watching this. And good luck to future me editing this because I rambled a lot. I'm really sorry. I hope you found it educational, inspirational and entertaining because that is kind of the point around here. But yeah, that kind of does it for now. I am knackered. I got about 5 hours sleep last night. And this spot here is really getting on my nerves. And I've got a huge one, well, cyst even. I've got a huge one coming on my chin as well. That's what I get for avoiding doing my skincare for a couple of days. I hope you're having a lovely day no matter what you're doing, where you are or who you are. But I'm going to love you and leave you and see you in the next one. Bye.